Due to the excesses of modern lifestyle, spleen deficiency has become a widespread physiological imbalance. In this series of videos, we'll explain how to detect signs of spleen deficiency, what causes it, and how you can manage this condition. In Chinese medicine, spleen refers to our ability of processing food, water, and metabolic substances such as glucose, fat, and uric acid, etc. Spleen deficiency means that our body is less able to process food, water, and metabolic substances, creating a stagnation of these substances in the body. In the next video, we'll show you how to detect signs of spleen deficiency. Spleen deficiency is an impairment of the metabolic and digestive system. In this video, we'll show you how to detect signs and symptoms of spleen deficiency to check if you have it or not. The first sign of spleen deficiency is abnormal stools. The stools might be too loose to be able to take the form of a sausage or banana, and you may have them several times a day, and sometimes they may be accompanied with undigested food in the stools. The lack of strength to push bowel movement and stools that stick to the toilets can also be seen in people who have spleen deficiency. People with spleen deficiency often feel tired and lethargic. This fatigue can be accompanied with body heaviness, mind fog, and lack of motivation. It is generally aggravated after having a large meal or having heavy foods such as fried food, deep fried food, etc. It can also be aggravated by humid weather and will generally get better after exercising. There can also be some gastrointestinal symptoms such as gastric pain, bloating, nausea, acid reflux, etc. These symptoms are generally aggravated by taking food with gluten, sugar, or high in fat. Difficulty to lose weight and difficulty to gain weight are both associated with spleen deficiency. There can be also a lack of muscle tissue and an excess of fat tissue in the body. So the typical body shape will be skinny limbs and fat belly. Complexion might be yellowish and the skin may be greasy with black spots, especially around the nose area. The tongue is large with teeth marks on the sides, and the coating can be greasy or thick. The main causes of spleen deficiency are excessive diet, work-life imbalance, excessive emotions, and overthinking. Modern diet is a mess. We're consuming too much animal products, especially cheese, like dairy products such as cheese. Also too much sugar, too much oil and butter. Also all these chemicals in the processed foods. And we consume as well too much product with gluten such as bread. And on top of that, we're having too much cold food such as ice cream, icy drinks, drinks with ice cubes, and also raw fruits and vegetables. So all these foods I just described are present in our everyday diet for most people, and they damage our digestive system, leading to spleen deficiency and dampness. So it's not only about what we eat, but it's also about how we eat it. For example, having dinner late at night, sitting for prolonged period after the meal, and also not chewing enough food can all impair our metabolic and digestive systems, which is the spleen. A sedentary lifestyle is also one of the main factors causing spleen deficiency. The spleen needs movement to function properly, and if we're sitting for prolonged period and not having regular exercise, then our spleen will not function properly, leading to spleen deficiency. On the other side of the spectrum, excessive work, and especially excessive intellectual work, can consume our resources, which means that the spleen will lack the resources and energy it needs to function properly. Emotional stress, which include, for example, chronic work stress or conflicts with family members or in the workplace, as well as life events such as diseases or unemployment, can all create what we call Qi constraint or pressure, stagnation, and this stagnation can also damage the spleen. In Chinese medicine, the activity of thinking is related with the spleen. So when we have overthinking, including non-emotional thinking, such as just studying or intellectual work, but excessive, we can harm our spleen as well. Spleen deficiency can be involved in the pathological mechanism of chronic gastritis, chronic liver conditions, fatty liver disease, rhinitis, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndromes, recurrent urinary tract infections, diabetes, hypercholesterolemia, and some gynecological infections as well. In the next video, we will see how you can manage and control this condition and this imbalance. Can you get better if you have spleen deficiency? Yes, it will take time, but lifestyle readjustment will make you able to rebalance your spleen if you have spleen deficiency. The first thing is to avoid food that can damage the spleen. So avoid high sugar, high fat and processed food in general, but also reduce your consumption of wheat, dairy products and alcohol. Chinese yam or shanyao is very good food that strengthens and reinforces the spleen. You can cook it in stir fries, in porridge and in soup as well. Yellow is the color of the spleen, so you can consume food that have a yellow-orange color, such as carrots, sweet potatoes, etc. Spices, especially ginger and pepper, can be very good to dry and warm the digestive system and therefore reinforce the spleen. Other food good for the spleen include carp, millet, azuki beans, and lotus seeds. You should avoid raw and cold food, especially in the morning, because your body is still in a low energy level and you want to avoid raw and cold food. Also avoid heavy food, especially in the evening, as your energy level is starting to reduce and your body won't be able to process this heavy food. Standing as well as light exercise after meal can actually be a very good way to get the food moving in the intestines and help the digestion process. Also try to use hot water instead of room temperature water, as this can help your metabolism and your digestion. Vitamin B supplements can also be useful to reinforce the metabolism, but they should not replace a healthy and balanced diet. Regular physical exercise is recommended to get the things moving, and this movement will help the spleen to function well. Singing is the action of the spleen, so singing can actually also help the spleen to move properly and have a good metabolism and digestion. This point on the leg represents Earth, which is the movement associated with the spleen. This point on the feet is the common point of the spleen organ. Massage these 2 points every day in order to improve the function of the spleen. If the imbalance is rather severe, or if you want more quicker results, Chinese herbal medicine and acupuncture may be required. Talk to your Chinese medicine practitioner to get a treatment plan that is adapted to your needs. My name is Yoann Birling. I'm a clinician, lecturer and researcher in Chinese medicine. We're going to upload videos on health, Chinese medicine and psychology weekly, so please subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you did like it, and take care.